guest is a beautiful and extremely gifted actress. You can see her in I Origins. Is that what it's called? I Origins. I've seen it already. It's amazing. I just couldn't remember the title. Anyway, it's in theaters now. Take a look at this. Brit Marling, everybody. Brit Marling. I tear it up.
No!
Yes! Yes!
Can I see what's on it?
No!
Those are our clues.
No, there are no clues. From now on, it's all white snow, never been trodden in.
Okay, bring it on.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You look great.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry I screwed up the title of the movie, I Origins.
So have you seen it or have you not seen it?
I have not seen it.
You better go see it this weekend.
Yeah, I will. Is it opening this weekend?
Yeah, it opened last weekend.
Right, I was out of town, but this is now...
What were you doing?
I was in Comic-Con last weekend.
You were?
Yes.
And what happened at Comic-Con?
Things. I moderated the Game of Thrones panel. Game of Thrones!
If I make that gesture, will it make that sound too?
If you say Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Good to know.
Yeah, there you are then. So if you ever need that in your life or you need attention in a restaurant, do that and the noise will happen.
The noise will happen.
Yeah, the waiter will be like, what the hell? And then you'll come on over. And you...
So if I'm on like a first date and it's not going that well and I just do Game of Thrones, will it turn into love at first sight, do you think?
No, it might turn into a horrible bloodbath though. Have you ever seen that show?
I saw the pilot and there was too much blood for me.
Yeah, well, if there's too much blood in the pilot, then you're best to get out then.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, no, tell me about what happens in I Origins, though.
Well, it's a story about two scientists who think that they can prove reincarnation.
What?
Through the study of the eye. So they go on this journey to find his lover from the past, who he thinks has been reincarnated in India.
Now, the reincarnation, do you come back as an animal, or is it always a human?
Always a human.
Oh,
no, you know, this could be just early on in their investigation. You know, I mean, you could come back as Jeff, for instance.
Well, I think the thing about Jeff is the whole premise is he never really left.
He never really came back.
Yeah. Do you believe in reincarnation? Come on.
I think it's probably not that literal, you know?
Right,
I think you maybe turn into like some sort of energy field that becomes part of a tree or something.
Well, I think that, you know, everything in the universe exists. All your molecules were, you know, sadly not always composed as you, which seems a terrible mistake.
Right. We're
stardust. Yes, and when you break down, you become other things.
Yeah.
For example, you and I could have been part of the same person at some point.
Right, or the same star, or the same tree.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting really poetic today.
Well, we are poetic.
Yeah,
we're poetic people.
You are, yeah.
I am quite poetic.
You're kind of a poem of a man, yeah.
I am. Do you read poetry?
I read a lot of poetry.
Do you really? What kind of poetry do you read?
I'm reading a lot of Raymond Carver right now.
Holy crackers.
Yeah.
That's clever. Yeah.
I'll send you a copy.
Okay.
Yeah. I heard you're into, have you been reading the Red Book? I heard something about
the young thing? Yeah, I've got a copy of it. Well, it's in German, so I haven't been reading it that much, but...
you don't have somebody who maybe could translate for
Well, I have a German in my house who comes round and, you know... talks
you
about...
just look at the pictures.
Yes, I do, actually.
Yeah.
Well, the calligraphy is spectacular.
It's stunning.
Unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
And then, we're talking about the Red Book?
Yeah. You started it.
Did I?
Yeah, you said we were stardust.
No, you said that.
Well, you said we were molecules, like, from all through time, or you...
Well, it's just that I don't know. It's not often Carl Jung comes up when we're talking in here. I mean, I'm happy that he has. I love Jung. He was insane and brilliant.
He was insane and brilliant.
Yeah, I think he was probably insane, though.
Have you been analyzed before?
Why, yes, I have. Are you, This is not a pipe.
Is that not a snake?
No. What are we doing, audience? You don't know. Just go ahead and clap. No, I received analysis. Why only today? Once a week I get analysis.
What did they tell you today?
Oh, just some stuff.
You don't want to share? Is it like patient, you know, confidentiality?
Well, I think it's more about, you know, your dirty laundry, really, isn't it? I mean, do you get psychoanalysis?
I have, yeah.
But you stopped?
I stopped.
Why? I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, well, because I started traveling a lot, and I felt like I was doing my therapy on the plane, honestly, I would just watch a lot of movies and cry a lot in the movies, and I felt like I was just working it out in the movies. You know, even a romantic comedy can make you weep on a plane, I think. You could be watching Brides.
Yes, planes make people very emotional.
Yeah. So
no, that's true. There's a study done on that.
I was getting my emotional sort of exercise just flying around places.
No, I disagree. I don't think that works. I think stopping analysis is like saying, you know, I used to brush my teeth, but I'm fine now. They're clean.
You think I should go back?
I think that if you're prone or receptive to that kind of thing, then it's an act of self-robbery not to.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I think that you would clearly respond to it very, very well. You're undoubtedly very, very clever. Why not investigate yourself a little bit
Okay,
more?
I'm going back.
Good. But
Thanks for that.
But get a good therapist. It's very important.
Do you have a recommendation?
Yeah, I do, actually. Yes,
You do?
I do. Are you in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk to you afterwards about this. I mean, very, very clever person.
Okay, I didn't think that was going to happen today, but I'm glad it has.
Well, you see, you've got to remain open to the possibilities of life.
I'm totally open.
Yeah, well, hooray for that. Got to do the job. So where have you been travelling around to then? Anywhere exciting?
London. I was in London for 6 months.
Oh, that's absolutely top-notch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you lived there?
I did. I used to live there, yeah.
You know what's crazy about London is they have a very different culture around drinking there.
Oh, yeah, they like to.
They like to get annihilated because the pub closes at 11. So it's just like a race to get really drunk before the pub closes. So right around like 10:30, 10:45.
West End of London? Crazy.
Yeah, totally.
The streets run chunky with vomit.
Yeah.
They really do.
They actually
It's unbelievable. The level of public drunkenness in London is spectacular. And remember, I've been to Boston. I mean, it's unbelievable, right?
Worse than Boston. Yeah, I think you kind of don't know in the streets whether people are having fun or they're running from something terrible that has happened. It's
a little of both, I think.
Yeah.
It's well, I wish I could talk to you longer, but unfortunately, it's commercials time.
What are they
Well, you want to stay for the end of the show? We can sneak in a little extra bit then.
Let's do, dude.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll be right back after this.
What did we learn on the show tonight, Greg?
We're back on. Yeah, but you can still talk. We're just talking about transpersonal psychology.
Yeah, I was going to explain what that is, which is this idea that we're kind of all connected. So rather than just looking at the psychology of the individual, you're looking at a kind of more of a collective.
Well, that's a Jungian idea, isn't it? The collective unconscious. Yeah. Although that apparently, you know, he stole it from somebody else.
Who did he steal it from?
Well, someone else in the collective unconscious, I suppose. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
No, I don't think he would have done that. I don't see that.
I usually don't believe those stories about theft. Like when they say that Shakespeare stole.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
I think it's all written by one guy.
Yeah. One guy couldn't have written all this. Oh, really? Why not? He had a pen. You know.
Probably lots of paper.
Yeah, tons of paper. And the interesting thing about how Shakespeare wrote, like all the comedies were written before his son's death, and all the tragedies were written afterwards. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's fascinating. His whole, you know, psyche changed after the death of his son.
And then he started writing tragedy. Mm-hmm. What was his first tragedy?
I think it was Hamlet. His son's name was Hammett, I believe. And then he wrote Hamlet. I think that was the first one, but I'm not a scholar.
Do you know when I was younger, I used to do these plays where I would mix Shakespeare with the best music videos on MTV, and I would mash them up together, and I would charge my neighbors lots of money to come see them. And I did one that was Michael Jackson presents Hamlet, and so like...
Sounds like a thriller.
It was. Yeah. The ghost would come out, and then it would break into like everyone doing the Thriller dance, and I would charge my neighbors like $20 to come see it. And
where the hell did you grow up?
Well, the thing was, I would cast their kids in the play. So if they wanted to come see the play, they had to pay. I made a fortune. I'm broke by comparison.
Well, we'll get on. Oh, listen, we got to go. The show's finished.
Oh.
Sorry, Michael. Good night, everybody. Good night.